It was really a day to remember because there were so many hindrances, but God being so good, I was able to pull through. So on the day of the examination, okay, I was to take the examination on 25th of July. So I left Ghana on 23rd in the evening. Took the examination in South Africa. So the moment I got to South Africa, I was waiting for my luggage, of which it didn't come. So the issue was that they left those packages in Kenya. So I have to go. I have to come the next day. That's on the day of my examination. I go to South Africa 24th in the evening. So I have to come the day of the examination for my bag. And I had the examination at 1 p.m. in South African time. So fortunately for me, as I was saying, if God has given you the opportunity to take these exams, irrespective of where you are, there are so many opportunities that God is going to give you. So as I was saying, VSH only funded the examination, but I have to pay for the ANT, that's the accommodation as well as the transport. But God being so good, I went to meet a man, and then the man just took me in to his house. That's where am I from? I said, I'm a Ghanaian. And he said, oh, if you're Ghanaian, I'm also a Ghanaian, and I've been working here for the past 25 years. So he just want to offer my help. What am I here for? I said, I'm here to write an examination. He was having a really huge story building. Then he gave me accommodation for free, feeding free. And then he even took me from the airport to his house. The next day, he brought me to the airport for my luggage and then took me to the examination hall. So it struck me that if God has given you this opportunity, then your success is already being granted to you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of us, and to wherever continent or country you are at the moment. So, welcome to IPASS Online Review and Mentoring Academy. My name is Gino, and I am one of the success coach. And for tonight's Hope Talk, I will be your host. So every now and then, I believe here at IPASS, we always, before we start the lecture proper, we always invite one of our recent passers. Like for today's video, we always invite them and encourage them to share to us their experiences and their struggles or any triumphs that they can share to us towards acing their NCLEX examination. For today's video, as what I've said, we have Mr.
It's,
Benjamin Yebua. Where are you from, Sir Benjamin?
I'm from Ghana.
So we have Sir Benjamin tonight for our Hope Talk. Sir Benjamin, hello.
Hi,
Um,
sir.
before we start this Hope Talk, would you like to give us a bit of a background about yourself, please?
My name is Benjamin Yeboah, a nurse in Ghana, specifically Techman. That's is part. We have 12 regions in Ghana, and currently I'm working in Buni East region. Yeah. So currently working in Holy Family Hospital, which is currently in Techiman. I took my NCLEX exams. That was on 25th July 2024 this year. And God being so good, I passed with success.
What number did you finish, Sir Benjamin? Is
Okay,
it
I finished at 85.
nice? Yeah, that was good. By the way, what made you decide to do nursing in the first place?
Actually, I have this kind of zeal in me. Way back when I was a kid, my dad always wanted me to be a doctor. But in our setting, actually, there are so many resources and hindrances that is hitting us straight up. And then currently, I've lost my dad. So I had to try as much as possible, to build my father's legacy and then become the kind of person my dad wants me to be a health worker as it stands. So I decided that, well, in other way to honor my dad's wishes and a way of helping the people in my community, I decided to be a nurse, just to offer my help and assistance. And anytime I care for any person in my ward, I just have a kind of zeal and happiness that I'm fulfilling a dream and a promised thing that I've made to my dad. So currently, actually, I really enjoy working as a nurse. And then all my, let me say, the vision of becoming a doctor has switched to become a nurse, because actually being a nurse, you are directly or you are in direct care to the patient, because 24/7 you are with the patient. So I've grown fan of the patient, and I really love my job as a nurse.
Yeah, anyway, we work hand in hand with them, with our
Yeah.
doctors and with other different departments as well towards achieving the quality of care that we want for our patients or residents,
Sure.
isn't it? So I believe you are one of our VSH scholar. Am I right?
Yes, yes, please. A
So
VSH scholar.
shout outs to all our VSH scholars out there. So we
Sure.
have Sir Benjamin tonight. He will provide us everything that we need to do, his experiences regarding his NCLEX examination. So on the other hand, Sir Benjamin, how
Sir.
did you end up with VSH? How did you end up like in an instant, in a single snap? I said you just decided to, yeah, I'm gonna take this NCLEX examination. What made you decide that?
When I started working, it was not in me to, let me say, leave the country for greener pastures. But actually, it came all of a sudden because I saw that I've worked in Ghana for some years now, and then it's time for me to, let me say, spread my wings to other countries. And then I was just going through the social media, and then I saw Visa Solution Healthcare. There are so many agencies around, but I look at their offer and then their information they provided online. So, well, I was driven to them. I just felt like this is it. This is the agency which can help me. So I decided to be part of Visa Solution Healthcare. So I just registered, and God being so good, I was picked to become a scholar at their end.
I see. So now that you have decided to take the NCLEX examination and then you were accepted by the program of the VSH
Yeah.
towards achieving your NCLEX goal, and then they had their partnership with us to do this review. And of course, after that one, then we go to your preparation, right? So can you tell us about
Yes.
your preparation?
With the preparation, I would say it was tough because I've been out of classroom for quite some time now. So when the opportunity came for me to begin my English journey, I need to sit down and then learn. So it came to me like it was really difficult from the beginning. But there is one thing that I just always say to myself, that you can't control the future, but what is present in front of you, that's the only thing you can control. So I decided that currently I'm at this point of learning. So why don't I learn? Let me just give myself the time to learn. Any spare time that I get, I should open my book to learn. So as of that moment, it was quite difficult because I did not have any organized plan of how to study, because I just started and I joined the IPASS classes. I was just following the classes day in and day after. Even when I'm walking on the street, I'm just going through my reviews and on my phone, and then at a certain point, I got to a point that I saw, say, okay, at this point, it's time for me to sit down and then draw a schedule for myself, how to go by things, because I was not actually prepared for the huge journey ahead of me. But at a certain point, I remember Sej, one of Sej's class, and then he was giving us a bit of advice on how to study and then how best you can achieve your dreams. He told us that what is within your heart, we learn with our mind, but not our heart. So if you focus on your mind, build your mind, the mental toughness, you are good to go. And you need to sit down to structure. So upon structuring yourself, you are good to go. So during that seminar, or let me say during that presentation, I got to learn a lot from Sej, and then all of a sudden it struck me that it's time for me to sit on my buttocks to study as hard as I can. So the beginning of the journey was hard, but as it was going by, I saw it that I was making this huge progress, and then things became a little bit flexible for me.
Was he your first lecturer on this review? Did you start like, for example, you didn't start on the beginning of the cycle, or you were on the middle bit?
I started in the middle of cycle 12. So with my first lecture, I remember it was Ma'am Rosanna. Yeah,
Mhm.
Ma'am Rosanna on it seems mental health. But before I entered mental health, I decided that I should review the previous lectures. That was when I never had a real encounter with the online classes, but I was just reviewing the online course, the recorded classes. It really helped me though, although I do not attend those classes. So a day I could have like 4 or 5 lectures a day, because I knew that I had to cover up because they are far, I was far behind. We were in the middle of the cycle, so I need to cover up. And then the information VSH passed that after completing, maybe you might not even complete your cycle, you'll be given the opportunity to write the exams. So it kept a really energy, and it brought an energy in me to sit on my ass and then read thoroughly on my recorded classes. So the first class that I had was Mam Rosanna. Yeah, but the next class that I had was Sergey, who really gave me an insight on how to go by things and really motivated me on how could better my education plan.
Yeah, shout outs to Sir J and Ma'am Rosana. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was the same with me as well when I did my review in IPASS, because I did have the exam way back in 2021. So it's
Wow.
been a honestly, yeah. So yeah, with Sir J, yeah, he made me realize you need to go down to that cellular level, right? in terms of studying the disease process and all that stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, I was motivated as well, same as you. So on your first phase of your review, did you have any realizations then? Like, did you think that your cup is full? Like, is there anything to learn? Or like when you first started the review, did you have any realizations or expectations like
Oh,
that?
yes, I realized the huge. I'm not saying that the studies that we offer here in Ghana is down though, but I realized that there's much more into nursing than what I really learned in NTC, because IPASS really offered me insight to understand the concept of nursing, because getting the concept of nursing, that is it. No matter where you go, irrespective of the topic or the subject matter you come across, you are good to go because you are good with their concept. So I realized that actually I was far, far behind on my study. So I really had an expectation that IPASS is the thing for me, because how Ma'am Rosanna took his time, Sir Jay took his time to explain the concepts to us, to get a concept before we tackle even the main conditions. I really enjoyed them. And then actually it was the only thing that was keeping me going. So I really enjoyed those classes. And then my expectation that one day, without even going through, or let me say, having enough time to read my books, I should keep my concept at my fingertips. So my vision was to have the concept, and God being so good, I had that with IPASS.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice to hear from you, Sir Benjamin. So you had this realization that the exam was hard, that the going to that from point A to point B is difficult. You had that realization, right? So
Oh,
how
yes.
yeah. So how did IPASS help you then from transitioning to that, from being, it was difficult at first, and then all of a sudden, like, throughout time, and then throughout constant hard work and reviewing and recalibrating your study plan, then you went from hard to like getting
Easy.
easy. Yeah. How did IPASS help you in that particular point, Sir Benjamin? Can
Okay.
you
I
let us
have
know?
so many colleagues out here in Ghana. They've sat for the NCLEX, and then they've been giving us this false information that NCLEX is quite difficult, because I have a colleague who has sat for the exams 3 times and still on his review that the examination is quite difficult and cool. And then, so when I was starting with IPASS, I was really anxious, because I saw it that, hey, it's like course that somebody has learned for 4 years. I'm using just 3 months to review and then go and sit for the exams. I saw that I'm not prepared for just 3 months. I saw that I'm not prepared. But with IPASS, how the program has been structured, how basically the tutors interact with the students, and how they make sure that we are all on board with whatever they are saying, gives us their time to explain each and every concept to us. It really became an easy job for me. When even I'm not joining classes, it's easy for me to review, because there are some things when I open my roadmap, I open this page, I feel like, oh, I know it. I'll go to the different page, I know it. So before I start for the exam, I've read the roadmap 4 times before going to sit for the exam, because things were really easy for me, and then it makes the review very faster for me. So IPASS really helped me with how they structured their program. It really helped me. And currently, I will recommend IPASS to everybody, because as a testing, we have so many agencies around, but with IPASS, they have time for everybody, irrespective of your schedule. They really have time for you. So they
Yeah.
really transition me from that anxiety level to a relieved environment, because at a certain point, I saw that I'm fully prepared. All that it needed me to do is just to represent myself at the examination hall and then get my certificate. And God being so good, I had that opportunity.
So it's like from being like low chance of passing the NCLEX, and then you transition to become like fully equipped to pass the
Yes,
NCLEX examination. It's
yes.
so apart from the educator side, how did your coach help you as well? So, because here at IPAS we had coaches, right? We do
Yeah.
coaches like me. I am one of the success coach here as well, and I've been doing this as well for quite some times now. Then I want to ask as well, how did your coach help you with that? And can you let us know who is your coach, by the way?
I'll shout out to let's say Sir John Abised. I don't know if I've really mentioned
Yeah,
it
he
quite
is in
right.
Dubai.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
he's in
my
Dubai.
success coach, and then he really did a great job on me, because day in and day out, he tries to reach out to check up on me, how far is my review, and then um during my down states, he always gives me words of advice to encourage me that he really found himself in such situation, and then he was really anxious. But currently, he has made it. So no matter how things are, so far as some people have been able to complete this program and then had their certificate, or let me say, they have their certificate. I have the opportunity to also have my certificate, only if I'm just able to psych myself and then follow the plan. He really helped me a lot. I would say, Sir John, I said, I really thank you for being my success coach. And shout out to all the success coaches out there, because I know that they are all doing a great job out there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, shout outs to all coaches out there, especially for
Yeah,
BSH scholars. So you had the review now, you had the educator side, you had the
yeah,
concept, you had your coach at the same time. So once you've done all of this, of course you need to do like, because here at IPASS as well, we encourage you to do practice questions, right? Did you use
yeah.
any applications like UWorld or Archers?
I remember one Ma'am Rosanna's class, he told us that when students become anxious, they tend to rely on so many sources to review, and then he just encouraged us, IPASS is enough for you. The roadmap is enough for you. He always tell us that. So I said that if the roadmap is enough for me, then why should I worry myself going to buy any other review, or I'm going to read other books? Let me focus on my roadmap, follow the lectures, and God being so good, I'll be okay. So I reviewed, I never bought Archer, I never bought UWorld. I reviewed the IPASS roadmap, solved some of the questions on our portal, that's our model. Yeah, I solved so many questions on our model. So I had a friend who went in to write the exams. He was with Avant. Not that I'm promoting another agency though, but he was with Avant. And then
Uh-huh.
after his examination, he was still having 3 months of subscription. So he gave me his account that I should go in and then answer some of their Q banks, and then they have some computer adaptive tests of which I should go through and then prepare myself. Because when I had that opportunity to glance through the Avant, the Nurses Achieve, let me just 3 months for me to go and write the exam. So it was like entering into a new agency, and I don't know how they taught them though, but I'm just answering their questions. So I felt like IPASS was good enough for me. So whatever the question they'll post for me there, I'll get it. So I took their mocks, five of their adaptive mocks. It's an NCLEX standard, so it's a computerized based examination. So I took 5 of it, and God being so good, with all these 5 examinations, I ended at 85. So it really boosted my morale that I'm ready with IPASS, because IPASS has really given me the knowledge and the concept that I really needed to pass the exams. So after these 5 mocks, I saw that I'm ready. That was when I reached out to my success coach, and then he really encouraged me that, Ben, you've really done a good job. Just remind yourself that you're ready, and just praise God for giving you this NCLEX opportunity. So that was it. So aside IPASS, I never reviewed any other books. It was solely IPASS, but just that I consulted, in terms of Q banks, I consulted Nurses Archive.
I can see the enthusiasm in your eyes, sir, that you've been keep
Yeah.
on telling us it's just IPASS. It's just
Yeah,
IPASS.
it's
It's
just
only
IPASS.
it's just
Yes,
IPASS.
because if
IPASS.
you feel like if I'm to read other books, their concept might conflict with IPASS. So I should just focus on one and I'll be good to go. And after the whole review, I joined, let me say, cycle 12, cycle 13, and then half of cycle 14. So I realized that all the concepts let me say, are easier for me to grasp, and then it makes it easy for me to answer questions. So within a day, I could answer like 1,000 questions a day, because I took it like a game. I'm playing game.
So it's like in a daily basis. Did you like set up for example today? Did you set up like I'm gonna answer like 85 questions, something like that, or you just answer anytime you want?
It depends on my structure. If actually I'm
Uh-huh.
at work and I'm having a free time, I'll just open a Q bank, just answering questions randomly. So at a certain point when I'm about to sleep, that's when I'll take my adaptive mock and answer a full question. And then I knew that after the full question, I never exceeded 85, because I know that IPASS has really given me the opportunity to pass this examination. So that was it. I really enjoyed working with IPASS, and then the examinations. Then when I went to sit for the examinations, I felt like I'm ready. So I was just playing. I felt like I was playing game. I was just playing
Nice.
game,
Yeah.
and God
So
being so good, I made it.
yeah. So you got the structure now. You've got the practice questions. You have your coach at the same time. So throughout your study, by the way, Sir Benjamin, did you encounter any hardships or struggles? And how did
Okay.
you surpass that one?
Currently, the issue, must say, one of the major challenges that I faced was, let's say, the financing. How to finance, because with VSH you have to, they will register the examination for you, but with the financing you have to pre-finance your plane tickets and then your accommodation. So that was the only problem that I was facing. So other than that, okay, there's one thing too. I realized that combining work with studies. So I really opted for night shift most of the times, and with that, I was able to go through and then make it.
I see.
So
So it's you're finding ways as well to keep that momentum and that consistency to study and to do those
yes,
practice questions at the same time until such time that you will get there and on your actual exam you will be prepared, isn't it, sir?
yes, sir.
Ben. So now that you had surpassed all the struggles, all those hardships, all those obstacles that you encountered. So now here comes the examination. So before the examination, like 2 or 3 days, did you have any preparation for that?
Before the examination, yeah, I really had some preparation for the examination. So after my Q banks and everything that I solved, when it was around 1 week to the exams, I decided to have time for my mind, because I need to have a relaxed mind. I need to relax, be ready for the battle ahead. So it was solely about enjoying myself, doing things that I love, playing video games, visiting friends. But aside doing all those things, I just kept it behind my mind that I'm working and actually I need to prepare myself. So I was preparing myself psychologically whilst relaxing.
Oh, I see. So it seems like you deal with your anxiety issues.
Yes, sir.
You deal with it, and then here comes the exam, right? So
Yeah.
can you tell us about your experience on your actual examination? How did it
Hello?
go?
It was really a day to remember, because there were so many hindrances, but God being so good, I was able to pull through. Yeah. So on the day of the examination, okay, I was to take the examination on 25th of July. So I left Ghana on 23rd in the evening. So I took the examination in South Africa. So the moment I got to South Africa, I was waiting for my luggage, of which it didn't come. So the issue was that they left those packages in Kenya. So I have to go. I have to come the next day. That's on the day of my examination. I go to South Africa 24th in the evening. So I have to come the day of the examination for my bag. And I had the examination at 1 p.m. in South African time.
Was your exam in Johannesburg, right? In South
Yeah,
Africa?
Johannesburg.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
South Africa, Johannesburg. So
Right.
I was to take the exam 1 p.m. in South African time. So fortunately for me, as I was saying, if God has given you the opportunity to take these exams, irrespective of where you are, there are so many opportunities that God is going to give you. So as I was saying, VSH only funded the examination, but I have to pay for the TNT, that's the accommodation as well as the transport. But God being so good, I went to meet a man, and then the man just took me in to his house. That's where am I from? I said, I'm a Ghanaian. And he said, oh, if you're Ghanaian, I'm also a Ghanaian, and I've been working here for the past 25 years. So he just want to offer my help. What am I here for? I said, I'm here to write an examination. He was having a really huge story building. Then he gave me accommodation for free, feeding free. And then he even took me from the airport to his house. The next day, he brought me to the airport for my luggage, and then took me to the examination hall. So it struck me that if God has given you this opportunity, then your success is already being granted to you. So on the day of the exams, I had things smoothly because I really had a help from somebody, and I'm always going to acknowledge that man for helping me out. Because if not for him, I would have got lost in the city, because my day to arrive at the country and then the day to write the exams was quite let me say, it was very, very close. So I might find it difficult locating the examination center, but he took me directly to the examination center. After the examination, he took me back. So I was just really enjoying the moment during the examination time. So during that day, I'd wake up in the morning, I gave my thanks to God, and then I prepared myself for the examination. I went there 2 hours earlier, sat at one cafeteria, going through my jota, was enjoying a cafe, and then the time struck that I had to go and sit for the exam. So I entered the examination room with joy, sat the examination room like I was saying, or just playing game. And God being so good, I ended at 85 as I was expecting. So it went well.
Job done. Well done, Sir Ben. So would you
Thank
like
you,
to
sir.
give him a big shout out to the guy who helped you? Do you know him personally or you just met him in Johannesburg?
Okay. Yeah, I just met him in South Africa. I don't know him in person. I just met him in South Africa. Mr. Peter, I really say God really bless you for helping me out. I'll always continue to mention your name from day to day because you really helped me. And even told me that you'll be meeting me in USA because he's planning to go to USA the next 3 months. So when I come to USA, I should search for him.
Nice, nice.
So yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like God is already, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. It's like you already know before you take the
Oh,
exam that
yes.
He's giving you those hints that you will make it, right? It's like
Oh,
giving you the
yes.
tools that you are
Yes.
prepared for the exam.
I was really prepared. And then with all those things, I saw that God has really paved the way for me. One thing that I left out was even the booking of the examination was a miracle
Mhm.
because I psyched myself that I'll be taking the exams in August. So when it was around 13th July, I had a message from my agency VSH that my ATT has been granted and my employer wants me to take the exams from the time of the ATT till 3rd of August, which is quite short. That's from 13th to 3rd of August, 13th July to 3rd of August. And when we were booking, he gave me the options that which location should I choose. So I said South Africa. When he was going to book, there was no slot for the examination in South Africa during the time period which has been given to me. So the only period which is available was in Philippines, India, and then UK.
Mm.
And actually, I was not really prepared financially for those trips. So it was all because of God. I was just praying. I had information in the evening. So the next day I was still praying. So one after that particular afternoon, something struck me. I go back to the portal and check South Africa. Maybe there might be release of a slot. And God being so good, when I checked, there was 2 slots available that I have to choose from. So from that moment, I got to realize that God is really having a plans for me to pass this examination. So I made my way to choose 25th of July to be my test date. Although it's quite short from 13th to 25th July, I see it to be quite close, but I still feel like I was ready, but I was a little bit anxious. But one thing a friend of mine told me that, Ben, you are ready for this examination. Don't have any anxiety. Although the date is close, just prepare yourself and go for your success. And those words struck me. And as of now, I really thank God for making this opportunity or this journey a reality.
Out of curiosity, Ben, I would like to know how did you deal with your first question and your last question? Like, for example, what did you feel on the first question? How did you deal with it? Like, is it an easy one or a hard, difficult? Yeah, I just want
Okay.
to know out of curiosity. And
Yeah.
then when you had that last number, when you saw on the screen that the screen just stopped, how did you feel
Yeah.
about
I'll start by saying before the examination, they told us that midway, that's 2 hours after the start of the examination, we have let's say they will give us a mandatory a break, an optional break. The computer will tell you that there's time for break if you want to go for a break or not. So, but they do not tell us that when the 2 hours elapses or that 2 hours comes, there's going to be a black screen to initiate that information to you. So when I sat for the examination, my first question, I was saying I was a little bit anxious, but the moment I saw the question, I realized that all the Q banks I've been answering, this question looks a little bit easier for me. But well, let me see how things go. So I started answering the questions. I started moving on. So the first question I could remember was, so I saw that this question looks a little bit easier, but let me see how far things will go. So I was answering I got to question 56, and all of a sudden I saw a black screen. I really panicked at that moment.
yeah, I
Because
might feel the same as well.
yeah, I really panicked because
Same,
why all of a sudden a black screen? Then a message came that it's time for an optional break. If you want to go for a break, press yes. If you want to continue, press no. So at that moment, I was really having a really severe heartbeat. So I just have to sit down, look at the screen, the black screen, and just calm my nerves down. So after that, I just click continue and then I continue with the examination. So when I go to my last question, but as I was transitioning from question 1 upwards, I could see that the questions were a little bit tedious. But all that I would recommend for my fellow IPASS scholars is that you should work on your NGN questions, the case studies. They are your key to success. because if you ace your case studies, you are good to go, irrespective for the number of standard loans that you get. Because I had around 6 case studies, and all of them from how I answered them, the next question determines the answer of the previous question. And I got to know that I was choosing the right answers whilst at the examination hall. So your case studies, I'll say, let's all work on it and then make sure that we ace it whilst we are working with IPASS before we sit for the examination. So when I go to the final question, I got to realize that it's time for me to pray to God. That was 85. When I was about to answer question 85, I closed my eyes and I said to myself, I pray to God that, God, please, if this question number that I'm come to answer, if it is your will that I'm to pass at 85, let me have a blast screen and stand up and go my way. But if I'm to fail, Father, let me continue with this examination. So the moment I answered the question, I had my blast screen. Pair with my prayer, I know that I've already passed. Then I give thanks to God and I exited the room.
Oh, that was nice, Sir Ben. You know, it seems
Yeah.
like I don't know if you will agree with me because I keep on telling this to my students as well. Like, I had this saying about the last thing to grow in a fruit tree is the fruit, right? Because at first,
Yes.
if you go back to our discussion from the first bit, you said something
Yeah.
about mastering the concepts,
Yeah.
right? That's about the knowledge. That's about how you will master all the concepts and trying to learn as much as you can, right? So that's
Yeah.
that's the root, that's the foundation. And then you have the branches, and then you have the trees, and then I mean the leaves, and then after the leaves you have the flower, and then the fruit. And now you're reaping the fruit of sacrifices, and you had that thing in you because you had your preparation way back then.
Yeah.
And it's just so we're just so lucky in behalf of the IPASS Online Review and Mentoring Academy that we shared these experiences with you. So yeah, of course, you finish your exam, so you have to wait for I think about 2 to 3 days, right? So
Yeah. 48 hours. After 48 hours. Yeah.
yeah, after 48 hours then. So what was the plan then during the waiting time? Because it's a waiting game
Okay.
as well at the same time. So what did you
Yeah,
do?
during the waiting time, yeah. During the waiting time is all anxiety. I know that. Although I have the feeling that I've made it, but still you feel that pressure that hey, there's an impending exam results to come. But what that I did was when I go to Ghana, I did not come to my hometown straight. So I had a sister in Accra, now the capital town of Ghana. So I stayed with her for quite a couple of days before my results came. So at a premises, he always try as much as possible to distract me with some activities at the house. And even the day the results was to come, she took me and then his daughters to a pool party. We just enjoyed ourselves. After that, we went to KFC to have fun. So just right after we go to the house, I realized that the results is in. And then he told me that God has already done it. I should just check it and then be done with it. So the moment I opened the results, I was shocked. Like I was having like I was really emotionless because I don't know what to do. And I showed my sister was asking me, why have you failed? Why are you just quiet? And then I showed the results. I said pass. And then come and see jubilations. Everybody was happy for me. We made it with IPASS. And then all that we were saying that glory be to God. And then I was just happy. So the waiting time was a little bit stressful because you just going to have that anxiety of the impending examination results. But if you know that you've made it, you know
Yeah.
that you've made it during after your final question.
Can you tell us more how you celebrate when you know that you already passed the examination? If you went
Okay,
through,
actually the celebration really began after let me say the celebration began even before the results came. So we continued with the celebration. We really went out again just to have fun. I shared my results with my dearest family relatives, and then they actually let me say they threw a party for me because it was a dream come true. They were all relying on me to make a change in the family, and then God being so good with IPASS, it has become a reality. So all that I'll say that thank you, IPASS. I'll always mention your name and recommend you guys to everybody who is closer to me.
yeah.
Always. Thank you very
S-
much.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sir Ben. I think it's the same. Most of our colleagues as well, our brothers from Africa, like I told you, Kobe. Kobe's I don't like do coaching anymore with VSH scholars, but every now and then they
Okay.
still message me or communicate with me with any other social platforms. And yeah, I was just I was happy as well. during that time when he told me that he already passed the examination. It's just that we haven't get the chance to meet that time. So yeah,
Yeah.
so he went back to Glasgow, and then hopefully on his Hope Talk, I might, or I think it's mandatory for me to attend as well and hear his story because it's quite interesting too. So yeah, congratulations, Sir Benjamin. So if you want to advise anything for our students, those aspirants, to those students who are struggling at the moment, those students who are they're losing their chance, or probably they don't have that motivation anymore to continue with this examination, because I believe this is tough examination. It will gonna beat you into your knees, right? At some point, because
Yeah.
it's like, as what I remember one of my co-coaches before, it says it's like a monster to him. That's how he, it's like he's trying to beat his own monster. That's how he told me
Wow.
about one. Yeah, so yeah, he won anyway. So yeah, he's done, and now he's in the US as well. So yeah, any advice you can give to our students as well, those who are losing hope, do you think, Sir Ben?
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I would say that my fellow colleagues, I'm still a student, yeah, because after IPASS, you still have a lot to do just to sharpen your skills and knowledge in terms of practice. So the little that I'll say to them is that they shouldn't give up because the journey is quite stressful. I know it, but there's always success at the end of the road. Because if you struggle during the preparation, the examination, or let me say the day of the battle, you are ready, and the thing, and you are going to have it very easy. Because during the preparation, you have to wake up midnight to have classes and co. And I know that it's quite stressful, yes, but it's worth it. You shouldn't give up, irrespective of how your schedule is. You shouldn't give up. I know that we have students who are, let's say, below average, above average, and let me say average students here. But let me tell you that IPASS has structured their setting and make their schedule to suit whoever you are. All that you need to do is that you need to follow their plan, the plan that has been given to you, and you shouldn't give up, because the moment you give up, the journey has really ended for you. You shouldn't give up, irrespective of the ups and downs that you meet. You shouldn't give up. And I always tell you one thing, Ma'am Rosanna always tells us that IPASS is enough for you. So just follow IPASS and you are going to make it. So far as we have Hope Talk here, means people have been using IPASS and they've been able to make the journey a reality. One day, as I'm here, one day you too, you'll be here to share your success story. So just don't give up. Make every moment in your life count, and make sure you are ready to sacrifice a lot during preparation, and success will be yours at the end one. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Ben, for that wonderful advice. I just want to recognize as well your unwavering determination and that relentless spirit that you have, that you transition for that every obstacle that you encountered is just a stepping stone for you towards achieving this NCLEX examination. So
Yeah.
I really admire that one, sir, from you. And yeah, Mom Rachel is here as well. I think she wants to say something.
I
Mom
can feel
Rachel?
the pure joy coming from Sir Benjamin. Really, this is a dream come true. From the moment that you have planned it, from the moment that it was given to you by God, I know that He has His best of plans for you. And everything, as you can see, if you're going to go back to your story, everything has already been planned, everything has already been orchestrated, because this is really what He wants to do in your life. And this is not just for you, Benjamin. This is for the betterment of your family and for your relatives and for your community. So, you being here, hearing your story, this is truly a fulfillment on our end, because you're sharing now that one day all of you guys will be here sharing your own story, and hearing your
Yeah.
story makes us so inspired to do all the things that we are doing, to keep to stay committed with our goals in providing and helping our students, because this is our shared mission, and you are part. Being a student here is not a coincidence. You're here because God wants you to share your story to the world, that guys, hey guys, you can make it. Regardless of the nationality, regardless of our struggle, regardless of our individual differences, we all can be able to achieve our dream. So long as you're not going to give it up, so long as you're going to continue with your goal, you can make it happen. And as you said, Sir Benjamin, there will always be a success at the end of the road. No matter the ups and downs that you're going to encounter, never give up. Keep on pushing, because at the end of this journey, you will be able to accomplish everything that you have dreamed of. And Sir Benjamin, this is just the beginning of your journey. And we are so
Yeah.
proud. We are immensely proud that we became part of your journey. And VSH, really thank you to them, because they're also being very generous to all African scholars out there. They're providing opportunity to other nurses out there. So we really thank as well VSH. And to all your African colleagues who are also
Yeah.
here with us in this live session, who are greeting you on your success. We also look forward that we will hear their success story and their hope talk, because one day we
Sure.
also want to be inspired by their success stories. So Sir Benjamin, thank you so much that you trusted IPASS. Thank you so much that you trusted your coaches. And thank you because you trusted yourself, because you believe in yourself that you make it, that you will make it.
Yeah.
And thank you because I know that you have that solid and very well-founded faith in God, that with His grace, everything can be made possible.
Yeah.
So keep it up, Sir Benjamin. Continue to achieve your goals. We're just here until you will be there in the USA. We'll be cheering you and joyfully. We will be celebrating for your success. Because once you will be already there in the USA, Sir Benjamin, we can say that, oh, we're so happy, we're so thankful to the Lord, because IPAS has been a part of Sir Benjamin's journey. Thank you so much, Sir Benj, for inspiring your co-nurses out there that they can make it on their dreams as well.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Rachel. Thank you very much for your words. And I know that it's going to go as far as it can to encourage others who are here with us on IPASS and as well as VSH, that the journey, no matter how it is, there's always light at the tunnel, and we are going to grab it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. And Sir Jay is here with us. Wait, Sir Jay is here with us. I know that
Wow.
Sir Jay is also excited to hear from you, because he's saying that you are one of the most active students in the class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir Jay is there.
Hello. I'm not gonna show my camera. I'm in the car actually. I just drove my wife to the hospital. Yeah, she's working. So while I was actually driving, it's actually not safe to, to watch the Facebook live. But yeah, so
Sure.
so I got the like a Zoom link or something, and it's like popping in on my Facebook, and it's Mr. Ben who's doing the Hope Talk today. It's not that Mr. Ben, huh? I don't
Yes, sir.
I don't have any bias to to anyone of you guys. So yeah, so I'm really happy. I had a lot of takeaways from the conversations and from the interview that you had today. And I'm so happy Gino is also there sharing his thing. And of course Rachel. And most importantly, the takeaways from Benjamin during the exam, from the time that you answered the first question and until the 85th question. And what I can only see is really, you are really a positive person, super positive, and you always anchor it to your faith, to Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, and I really love it. So we cannot do anything without His presence, right? So it's always going to be Him, and I like it, being so positive in everything that you do. At some point in my life too, I had so many complaints. I had so many complaints in my journey, whatever journey I have. I always complain that what is this and what is that, because you know what? I don't have my really my conviction to my faith to God. And I realized that in anything that we do, we should always put God within us, because that's what we do. That's what we are. So there's no way, there's no option, there's no other option except Him. So we have to glorify Him, because at the end of the day, if we don't have everything is useless without Him. Even if you are the most intelligent person in in your class, or whatever capacity you have, you're the greatest in your class or whatever, But yeah, so it's going to be useless without his presence. And everything that you have is actually coming from him, right? So everything that you have is really coming from him. You're going to be useless, guys. So the same way as my capacity, being an educator. So I am useless without his intervention, and of course, God is always using like people as an instrument for our success. For example, like for Mr. Benjamin, we thank God for, of course, we thank God for using us as an instrument for your success, and of course, we also thank you for trusting us, for trusting the process. First and foremost, for trusting yourself, trusting God, and as well as trusting IPASS throughout the way.
Yeah.
And then you said you didn't use any other resources except for IPASS, and I'm
Yeah.
so grateful to it. I appreciate it. And yeah, so yeah, I'm speechless actually. I will carry those thoughts with me because we learn from each other. Because IPASS is a community. I cannot only rely to to just one or two person. I will learn continuously from any other people surrounding me, like students and whoever. I'm so thankful to God, and congratulations again. I know it's going to be a celebration for, like, not just for the first few days of your of your success in NCLEX. It should be it should be all the way
Yes, sir.
throughout your life. Like, considering you're a nurse, and you will carry
Yeah.
that a long way. It's just the start of your journey, actually.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sir Jay. Thank you for that inspiring message to Sir Ben. And without any further ado, guys, let's present now the certificate for Sir Ben. This certificate is proudly presented to Benjamin Yebua, sorry sir, for successfully passing the NCLEX RN examination. This serves as a proof that the successful candidate indicated in this certificate is a safe nurse based on the USA standards of nursing practice, signed by Sir Jay Padong and Sir Mark Louis Zaspa. So a round of applause, please, Sir Queen.
We hate to let you go, Sir Benjamin, but we are so proud and happy that you have graduated in IPASS Online Review and Mentoring Academy. You're so done with your NCLEX.
At long last. Thank you very much, Ma'am Rachel. I really appreciate all of you, Sir Gino, all the tutors out there. Hey, Sir Ryan, I'll never forget Sir Ryan. I really enjoyed his class. I have never slept in his class. He really makes sure he delivers his best. So I extend my gratitude to Sir Ryan too. He's really one of my tutors who really inspired me in all my outcomes and my journey. Thank you very much, IPASS. Ma'am Rachel, really thank you for bringing this IPASS to our doorstep. And actually, Africans, we would have been lost, let me say that, because without you guys, we wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to explore outside our continent. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
IPASS processing made easy for you.